Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahshua Bahara Kapadash, the one of the apostles, great millstone, and salutations to your elect, what you ought to be. It's brother Khawaja. A quick lesson for you Negro Latino, Native American Indians, and Israelites who bear shame of looking like heathens, who spill by witness that they are a child of the Heavenly Father. And the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world inly calls Jehovah, God, Yahweh. In the name of the Son, is Yahweh Shah, who the world only calls Jesus Christ, or his priest, or Yeshua. Great lesson. Any other priest that come out, you are the Holy Spirit, it's Holy Spirit. Why you believe it or not. And at the end, pretty much it's for, you know, individuals and stuff where it's like, what about the kids? You don't care about them. Now, if it's a child where, they just freshly out the womb, you know what I'm saying? They can't even speak English. They don't even know what a letter or a number is and stuff. It's not really referring to them. But yeah, guess what? The Lord can still put judgment on them, depending on what they heard and stuff, or what they did and stuff. And when it come down to the past, and clearly, when it came down to King David and Bathsheba's son, only lived for 7 days, and we already understand Ecclesiastes 3:15. The Lord requires which is past. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord goes after the soul, not the age. The Lord goes after the soul and not the age and what is done, right? And you gonna have wicked spirits out here. You see, and let's just say, let me grab this. It's Proverbs 22:6. It says, "Train up a child in the way he shall go." It says, "And when he is old, he will not depart from it." And there's a lot of children and stuff who love this world. You probably might try to teach them Deuteronomy 6 chapter, or teach them the truth and whatnot and stuff, or have them go in the way of the truth and whatnot and stuff, and yeah, it won't happen. Why? Because they love the name teaching stuff for this world. And when you read 2 Kings, the 22nd chapter, when you read 2 Kings, the 22nd chapter, the second chapter and stuff, in the last 3 verses, you could tell that the Lord don't care for children. The Lord don't care for children and stuff who come against his men. Because first and foremost, you gotta look. They gotta look at us with insignificance and stuff, and then actually, though, they do whatever they think that they can. Just as those children was doing. You see, and you're gonna have a lot of children who's gonna be influenced to do wickedness or to do things and stuff that seem like that there's no harm, but really it's a lot of harm in it. You see, right? So I'm gonna grab this. Actually, I'm gonna get the 2 Kings now. Bear with me. This is Amos 5:18. It says, "Woe to you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you?" And that's referring to the individuals and stuff, who love this world and stuff. You see, which a lot of individuals. Actually, it's like, let me grab this. This is Leviticus 18:21. And it says, "And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech." Molech was a false god, a deity that was made by men. It said, "Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am Yahweh, Hashem Yahshua." And the thing is that how you pass your seed onto the fire of Molech is when they love the ways and stuff, when they love the hedonistic ways and stuff of this world. You see, You got individuals and stuff. I just do it for the kids. I do it for the kids. But guess what? You preparing the death for your children. You know what I'm saying? If they follow after act fact, this goes right into it. This is Amos 5:18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, to what end is it for you?" You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are not in the right spirit. They're not in the spirit of seeing having the image of the Lord upon them. First Maccabees, First Maccabees 1:11. It says, "In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us." They're going to seek favor for the king. Uh, wow. The scripture says that many seek favor from the king. Roughly paraphrasing. And the king of this world is Esau, even the full and spirit Caucasian. And look at the wickedness and stuff that's out here and stuff. He's pretty much like the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers, the rich Jewish banking families, the ones who's going to pass the CBDC, central banking, digital currency and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where they will have complete control over everything. And when it comes down to your children, they always go for that. That's why what about the children? What about the children? They always go for the children. You know what I'm saying? Because they need the adrenochrome. You know what I'm saying? Adrenochrome. Look it up. You know, say it more clear than I am. You know what I'm saying? In your phones to see what it is. And adrenochrome pretty much is blood of tortured children. You know, they like the it was old video, and it come down to two kids. One was like, I don't even think they was around 12 or anything. They were even around the double digits. And the little boy and stuff was younger, and he was and the female, young female. So she was being interviewed, saying what goes down and stuff in the secret societies and stuff. And she was talking about how she was having sexual intercourse and stuff with grown ass men and stuff who had white hairs and big bellies. You know what I'm saying? How they had to drink blood and this, that, and the third, and some children would even be killed. You know what I'm saying? Now, they do those different children sacrifices and whatnot and stuff, but they cause the children and stuff to learn about the wickedness. Look at Nickelodeon, uh, uh, Disney's kids, all those children and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? They was doing wickedness. You know what I'm saying? And they learned about it and stuff and turned into adults and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And never was really able to depart because they didn't know no other way. Well, guess what? They've become idols and stuff in the sight of you all's children and stuff, and everything that's on TV and stuff has a wicked meaning behind it. So when it comes down to it, a lot of you all will be like, it's like you will repent, but then you don't want to push it on your children and whatnot and stuff. You're gonna get them killed. So when they in the and then for single mothers who got little children and stuff, you're gonna get them killed as well. And the reason for that is that because you have favor of the world. You know what I'm saying? If say if you uh, 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 or even if you have a male figure and whatnot and stuff, where it's like, he not really the real dad, but the stepdad. The real dad is crazy, but the stepdad and stuff, he has morals, but his morals is, you know, are somewhat right to point the children in the right direction and stuff, but it's still of the world. It's gonna be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? This first Maccabees 1:11, it says, in those days went there out out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen stuff. And this was King Antiochus, saying, Epiphanes, one of them. And the thing is that it's the same way here. People don't want to go through the trials and tribulations and stuff of the Lord, so therefore they seek instant gratification. And what's the instant gratification? Following at the ways of the heathen. You know what I'm saying? So this is um this is Amos 5:18. It says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Because when he come back and stuff, he on some Isaiah 63 stuff. Having his blood covered, having blood covered his garment. Verse 19, it says, as if a man did flee from a lion. And let me skip down. Uh, verse 21. It says, I hate and I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Even till this day and stuff, people know that when it comes down to Halloween, they call it the devil's birthday and stuff, and they let their children, uh, 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 dress up and catch candy and stuff. And look, nowadays and stuff, people are really putting more tricks instead of treats. You got candies that's, you got medicine, medicines, what I'm saying, or drugs and stuff that really fuck your children up that's mistakenly look like now laters and small Jolly Ranchers and candies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more TPs and TP in the houses and whatnot and stuff. It's now drugging your kids. You know what I'm saying? Or putting giving them candy and stuff, and it's homemade and stuff with razor blades and stuff so they can fuck up their lips or swallow that shit down, fuck up their office, the esophagus and stuff, and have internal bleeding. And there's more people like that. So it's razor blades and candy. You know, all your children are Snow White and stuff, receiving an apple with a motherfucker and stuff who smiles. You know what I'm saying? With a smooth tongue, and yet with a smooth tongue and stuff, and yet they over there seeking to put your kids to death. Wondering why they sick. Wondering why internal bleeding. Where internal bleeding happened and stuff because they thought it was a crunch bar, but it was something else. First, so what are those feast days? Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day goes back to an individual being slain. That's what you celebrate. And it's a ritual. You know what I'm saying? Every time you all celebrate it. Uh, Mother's Day, Sweetest Day, Father's Day. Uh, Shit, to celebrate another birthday and stuff. Look that up. Find out its wickedness behind it. I need to lighten all these different things and stuff because it look pretty, it look cool. All the other kids doing it when it come down to the peer pressure. Come on, man. Nah, yeah. You come down to the peer pressure and whatnot and stuff, and they want to do it just like all the other kids because it look fun, and it's like you don't want your shit to be like, oh, they're gonna get me, my child's gonna hate me and whatnot and stuff. Go ahead, kill your kids. Do it spiritually. Do it spiritually. So later down the line, it'll be physically. You see. And not a lot of children stuff is gonna wake up out of it. You might wake up out of it when it comes down to the truth. But then your kids is like, no, I like this. Why are you trying to take it away from me? That's when you're gonna have rebellion when it comes down to your parents. Fuck you, dad. Fuck you, mom. They're gonna be like that and stuff, inheriting that Edomite spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because they love the way that the Edomite and stuff is given them. You know, yes, we all was discontinue from our heritage and stuff. That is true. But the thing is that a lot of those dainties and those things that children would like, they're not gonna want to leave. So this is Amos 5:21. It says, I hate and I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. And I'm gonna tell you this. When they come down to Hanukkah, which is a spiritual day, you know what I'm saying? A spiritual holiday, a holy day. It's a spiritual holy day. Fuck Christmas. Christmas, you just get one thing. You know what I'm saying? Hanukkah, you get, which is a real Israelite holy day and whatnot and stuff. That stretched out for 8 days of presents. You know what I'm saying? And you tell your children that you're not doing Christmas no more, they gonna look at your ass sideways. And it's for the benefit and stuff, but guess what? They're gonna become rebellious to keep those waves and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because they delight in them. You gotta remember, even if it's your child and stuff, the thing is that they're gonna have for what they've been trained and taught in and stuff. Guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna fight back. They're not just gonna sit up here. Well, my daddy said, "Woo the woo," and part of that's gonna be the fight back too. They're gonna complain to somebody else. My daddy or my mama said that I can't. That those are the ways of the devil and stuff. And then you don't have other parents and stuff like, what are you talking about and stuff, and seeking for your children to be separated from you and stuff, because you're not nowadays and stuff. You're not you can't have your own fucking opinion nowadays, right? Right, and as cause your children and stuff to go back into that sleep to get destroyed. Right, so it says, verse 22. It says, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. Jingle bells, jingle bell rock. Or what's that other one? This Christmas, you know, you know, you know. Or they be at school, how young they are and stuff, and they like, "Ooh, I can't wait to get up on this green and red and whatnot, because that's the colors for it. I can't wait." Or the Thanksgiving thing, and Thanksgiving they really pass that shit up nowadays and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They go Valentine's Day, and then they go straight for Halloween. You know what I'm saying? And really spiritually, what it's doing is keeping your kids asleep. And if your children sleep and stuff, they're gonna die. Now, if you change and stuff, and you can change your whole family and stuff, because look, once again, when it came down to Noah, the only reason why his children were saved and stuff because they was moved too. You know what I'm saying? They was moved with fear as well. Stuff made sense to them because the Lord put that in their spirit. You know what I'm saying? While everybody else
Now it might say men and women and stuff, but I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have children who gonna agree with this world and stuff, and they gonna get slaughtered. They're gonna get slaughtered, right? So it says, verse 23. It says, "Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Have ye offered unto me sacrifices and offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moab in Shuim, Shion." It says, "Your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves. Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, saith the Lord, whose name is the power of hosts." You know what I'm saying? So, hey, the Lord ain't gonna be dealing with your kids and stuff who want to stay in wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to my videos, I really don't. I mean, you got a lot of kids out here and stuff with so-called adults YouTube pages. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really send it out to the kids and whatnot, and I still think I ain't gonna do it, because a lot of individuals and stuff will be like, "Oh, well, look at him, he's poisoning our children. Your children poisoned already. Fucking talking about your children might fucking die right along with y'all ass." You know what I'm saying? Because you love the ways of this world and stuff. Everybody looked up what happens when it come down to Disney, and you see what it is and stuff. Well, what was it called? It's when your mind or your spirit stuff pick on things subconsciously and stuff, even though it's not easily seen. A lot of those characters and stuff are made from penises and vaginas. Even Lion King and stuff. When he dropped down and that shit fluttered in the dandelions and stuff fluttered in the sky and whatnot, while some Simba was mourning for his father and whatnot and stuff. What happened? It spelled sex. You know what I'm saying? So everything is at war. That's why he loved the children. It's all about the children. Joe Biden loved the children too. You know what I'm saying? You see it in them conferences when the children are around and they're like 4, 5, 6 years old and stuff, and he want to get a smell off them. He want to smell he want to smell their aura. You know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of those that's like that and stuff. But the thing is that they go after the children and stuff. And if they can get the children, then guess what? They can breed their hedonistic ways and stuff into a generation and stuff. And that's what they did. Look at the movie. I don't know if you ever heard of it and stuff, but it's called "Bury My Heart in Wounded Knee." It's Lockyer for the Echo, but it's called "Bury My Heart in Wounded Knee." It's a Gadite movie, Native American Indian movie. You know what I'm saying? And if you had children and stuff that had that, even though they were still going off, because Jake still veered away, but if you had that spirit that was still similar and stuff to the ways of an Israelite and whatnot and stuff, they killed you. You see, and um, when it come down to that movie, you had a young boy. His father sold out. Was like, man, fuck this. I'm finna be of the world. You had Sitting Bull. He kind of sold out too and tried to get respect back from his peoples and stuff. But they was like, nah, you did too much. For what I remember and stuff, I think he still got like some sort of respect at the end. You know what I'm saying? Because he showed that he was devout for his people. And then you had Sitting no 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 one Sitting Bull. I think he was the chief, and he saw how his people was like. He had one individual was like, look, chief. I ain't well call him father and stuff. If I remember the movie correctly, He's like, look, Chief, look, Chief, we're gonna I'm hunting, and he in the pen or something squared off over here, not allowing the calf to run freely and whatnot and stuff, or to really hunt, because that's when the reservations and stuff. They was on the reservations, and it's like you really ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But in that movie, what happens is that the you got this one child where it's like, he's like, no, I'm still tough. You know what I'm saying, for my ways. And the father's like, nah, because he had gone into the world wearing suits and shit, not the regular gadite or wear and whatnot and stuff, apparel. And then the mom, like, it's like, well, I don't want my baby to be killed and stuff. So she like, just go off, so I won't see my children die and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then guess what? If you go off, they gonna die anyway. They're gonna die anyways. And then they're gonna die anyways and stuff, because if they love the way of this world, they gonna die. Ain't no mercy gonna be shown to them. You know what I'm saying? And I remember I did sit down years ago. I did sit down, not even years ago, but it was probably like maybe a year or two, or a year and a half. And uh, it goes into the Wadi Abashir Shah. It goes into, because I was almost finna forget it, but it goes into it's scripture says, "He that sheweth no mercy shall receive no mercy." You know what I'm saying? When you allow your children and stuff to follow the ways of these heathens, then guess what? You ain't showing no mercy onto your child. You really ain't, because you teaching them a death style. Because once again, you got children that goes into that do Groundhog Day, when they got the groundhog and everybody is dressed in black, whatnot and stuff. And all the kids are there, and they idolizing the fucking groundhog and stuff. And the whole time, there's wickedness behind that. Groundhog Day and stuff is a highly wicked day and stuff. And the thing is that it's a ritual and stuff, and people bring their kids into it. Think about it like this. Remember when it came down the Albert Shah and stuff, and when he was being slain, and everybody was like, crucify him, crucify him, let blood be upon our heads and our children's heads. Well, guess what? They slain their children by taking the credit of Yahweh Shah's death. And it's going to be the same way when it comes down to certain men, because you don't know. You don't know. Think about it. There's going to be certain individuals where it's like, nah, they can't be saved. Nah, they ain't going to make it. Nah, this, nah, that, and stuff. And the Lord going to save them individuals. But guess what? You're going to have children and stuff that's going to be doing that too, because the parents doing it. So therefore, it's going to be a backdraft or a backdrop where it's going to be a lot of jaws dropping at him. You know what I'm saying? Who we had sometimes in derision in the proverb. They made fun of Elijah. I bet when them kids came up to the Heavenly Father and stuff, it was like, no, you don't do that to him. They found out the hard way and had to restore, you know. And there's going to be a lot of kids that's going to be slain. There's going to be a lot of children that's going to be slain. Your kids going to be slain, because Esau, either, I'm telling you right now, he going to come through with great rage, because he have a short period of time. He gonna be like a madman. You got motherfuckers in the forests and stuff, you know what I'm saying? They into that. There's a movie, because look, you gotta look at it this way. In their eyes, they're the chosen, and you an animal and you evil, and they're gonna slay you. It's gonna be open season like the movie and stuff, but it's gonna be your kids. And that's what they do when it comes down to these different philosophies and whatnot. And then also when it comes down to the parents and stuff, but it's gonna be wicked out here, man. It's gonna be wicked. Why everybody over there sitting up here, you did, a lot of your children did. You feeding them pork, you feed them crab, lobster, catfish and stuff. They're going off, and then they're gonna desire for those like it. They're gonna desire for those meats, you know. What about all the little kids and stuff where it's like, oh, you can do whatever you want to. We're happy when it comes down to your choices instead of putting your fucking foot down. Guess what they doing? They changing their gender, crossing themselves out for a trend. And when that be crazy as hell and stuff that your child and stuff cross themselves out or crucified by crucifying the Lord and stuff, they cross themselves out just so they can keep a trend. You got little kids out there and stuff who ain't even bumping uglies. You know what I'm saying, at a young age, as a few of us have done stuff in our past. But the thing is that they already want a sex change. They're gonna get destroyed. And they want it because it's cool. And then the parents just like, oh, I want my children to love me and whatnot and stuff. So therefore, I'm allowing them to do this and do that and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want my child to hate me and whoop the whoop and stuff. And you killing them by allowing them to do that shit. You got little kids and stuff that talk about grown folks and whatnot and stuff. They can get destroyed for that because you don't know who that individual is. You got little kids and stuff who think when you befriend your children and whatnot and stuff, they pick up familiarity and stuff. Now the honor of the father and the mother is not there no more. They're going off. You killing them. You see, and you be like, oh, I don't care about that and stuff. But the Lord want them to live a certain type of way and be raised a certain type of way. You see, you got this shit. No offense, unless the Lord pull them out of that and stuff. No matter when it comes down to single mother raised homes, I know you women ain't gonna like it, but I don't care. When it comes down to it and stuff, you all teach your children to love the world because your comfortability goes into the world, so therefore they seek for the same thing, whether they're son or daughter. And I remember there was this female who dressed up her son and stuff as a female and stuff. And don't you know, shit like that brings a vibration. Even clothing brings a vibration when it comes down to stuff that pertains to the opposite sex and whatnot and stuff. And a doctor or a female doctor had pretty much went into that it wearing mixed fabrics. That's why the Lord wearing mixed fabrics, you know, wearing mixed fabrics it messes up the energy that the Lord has given you and stuff. Like think about us having our own force field. This might sound crazy, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? To whoever that receives it. And there's a certain energy that we have in the clothes being mixed fabric and stuff that messes it up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that's into the chakras and whatnot and stuff, right? The thing is that certain clothes and stuff messes up that energy alignment and stuff so you can be at peace within your body, which can cause diseases, cause this, irritations, allergic reactions, this, that, and the third and stuff. And it don't even have to be the goddamn cough or anything and stuff, right? And you have certain women that put girl clothing on their sons in despite of their husbands or their boyfriends or this, that, and the third, and think it's all cool and stuff. And all you're doing is really destroying. You putting a certain energy on your child, on your son. You know what I'm saying? Or if you wanted a daughter, you trying to make the son look like the daughter and stuff. You dressing them like this, like that and stuff, or you trying to make the daughter and stuff a son and stuff because you know sports ain't nothing wrong with sports. You know what I'm saying? There's no gender on sports and stuff. It's a game. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? But you got a lot of individuals. What they do is that they try to push this type of spirit, like they try to put this type of spirit and stuff upon their children that's of the opposite sex and stuff, and you're destroying them spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Then because there's an individual and stuff from my childhood, and his name, I ain't gonna say his name, but he was younger than me, and I was like 12, 13 at the time. But me and his older brother and stuff, and I had a crush on his guy daughter. You know what I'm saying? Her features were strong, skinny too. This is when I was living in K Town and stuff. And he just wanted to do the things of the girls. Now his older brother, you know, Ruben, you know what I'm saying, we were Rubenite all day, you know what I'm saying, but his sister was Gad. And the thing is that we would try to get him to, just like try to see us like, like what boys like and whatnot and stuff. But he liked what the girls like. And that was a certain spirit on him. Now, I wouldn't say that his parents was trying to uh I wouldn't say that his parents was the cause, it's just that he was influenced by the females. You know what I'm saying? When little girls do that stuff, they'll put eyelashes on you, put on this dress, footable, and think it's all fun and games, but that spirit is destroying that child. Now, according to, for what I received recently and stuff, I mean, not recently and stuff, this was like 2 years, because I saw their stepfather at that, not all the children was his. And he was full blown homosexual. Got a reality and stuff about who's to say that he had sex with another dude. You know what I'm saying? Well, that child is gone and stuff unless he repent, because homosexuality and bisexuality, especially for things that make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to your genitalia, that's immoral according to the Lord, not masturbation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's you just self-inflicting yourself. But when you pleasuring yourself and whatnot and stuff, you're not being pleased by another individual and stuff. But you have a lot of individuals out there when it comes down to stuff that only pertains to the the opposite sex and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They go for it, and that destroys them. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of your kids are going to be destroyed and stuff because they picked up a moral that's immoral in the eyes of the Lord. This is Ezekiel 9:4. And it says, "And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." And you can't be an individual. It's like, well, that shit just over there. No, you should hate the wickedness. You see, right? You don't want to touch it. You want to be like Job, an individual who is escheweth evil. Meaning you want to touch it and stuff. Like when you see shit on the ground, you don't just keep walking. You avoid it, right? That mark goes into the Tawa, and it's not signature. Well, it is a signature. You know what I'm saying? Because a signature is a sign of whoever it is who's signing and stuff. Now, it means exempt from judgment. You see, verse 5. It says, "And to the others he said, In my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite." It says, "Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids, which are females, young females." It says, "And little children." It says, "And women." It says, "But come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary." Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. And those going to be demons. There's going to be demons that's going to possess certain people's souls and stuff to just slay. All them stray bullets is because your child was wicked. Oh, pretty girl. She was an innocent boy and whatnot, but that stray bullet was for their ass. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because they was wicked. You parents and stuff that teach your children and stuff little white lies and stuff. It's nothing but a little bit of lie and whatnot and stuff. You're killing them spiritually for a physical death. They're not going to be martyrs. You see, they're not going to be martyrs at all. They're going to be slaughtered to death. You know what I'm saying? Because you had taught them the ways of the heathen. You see, all the mothers and stuff. Oh, I got tired of that nigga and whatnot. You read First Corinthians the 7th chapter and stuff. It talks about how a man cares for his wife, cares for the ways of the world because he loves his wife and stuff. So you can tell ultimately that women are for the world. They down for comfortability and stuff. And if the world gives them comfortability and stuff, what you think they're gonna teach their children? How to die. And that's what's gonna happen for a lot of kids. The That's gonna happen for a lot of kids and stuff unless they repent. You know. It, the scriptures talk about, let me grab this. This is in Jeremiah, I'm pretty sure. Like there's little kids and stuff that would come up against me and whatnot and stuff when it come down to the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't hold no punches. This is, I tell it straight up. I don't sit up here and things like, oh, you think you all that and stuff. No, I'm finna tell them cold hard cuts. I'm finna tell them everything. I know they gonna receive it. If they over here giving sex changes to little children and stuff, I'm giving the cold hard truth and stuff to the kids. I ain't holding shit back. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they gonna receive it. They're gonna hear it. There's only two outcomes. They gonna either love an individual because they gave them the truth, or they gonna sit up here and hate them because it's going against what they really want, which is the lies of this place. This is Jeremiah 16:4. It says, "They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth." You know what I'm saying? You see that goo shit when you go to the beach, or if you in a place that has like a lot of grass. You know what I'm saying? And it's water near to it and stuff. The geese boo boo everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's how people's flesh is gonna be. It's gonna be little kids, little girls in t-shirts and stuff with several holes in their body and stuff, and blood spots and stuff in their shirts. Why? Because they're gonna get slain out here. You got wicked children and stuff because they've been trained up to live in wickedness, and the Lord's going to put them to death. They're not going to die righteously, they're going to die wickedly. You see, that's why Deuteronomy the 6th chapter is very fucking important. You see, convert them, cause them to be proselytes. You see, allow them to desire the sincere milk and stuff and grow up in that way. As we started off with Proverbs 22:6, Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way that should go, and they should not depart. And even if they been infiltrated with this false way and whatnot, even if they've been infiltrated with this false way and stuff, still teach them, because you never know who the Lord puts in their spirits and stuff to be able to grasp this understanding. So it says, Jeremiah 16:4 says, "They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented." It said, "Neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword, bullets." It says, "And by famine." You see, You know, you see them children and stuff, and they usually use a lot of children from Haiti and stuff, or from or the Africans. When you see that they be tiny and stuff, but you see that big ass head and stuff, and you see the actual skull, you know what I'm saying? You know that shit finna happen to a lot of you kids, and then a lot of the kids and stuff are going to be a lot of well, I call them. I'm gonna call them kids because kids goes into a goat, and goat is used for sacrifices, and that's exactly what you're doing when it comes down to your children. So therefore, guess what's gonna happen? A lot of them gonna be eaten by you all, by your parents. There's this one movie and stuff where they had a little baby boy and stuff, and the father was going out there standing in line for days. Motherfuckers was being on some bullshit and stuff, taking people's spaces. We know how it is in the winter when it comes down to a parking spot. That's why you got to take your furniture and stuff and put it right there and stuff in the parking spot because somebody will steal your shit. It's the same way in line and stuff. You know, in the lunch line and stuff. When you was in elementary school and stuff, motherfuckers cut a line and stuff just so they can get the certain foods and stuff before it was too late and stuff, before it was none left and whatnot. It's gonna be the same way, but it's gonna be more violent. And then you're gonna come back home, nothing there. Your wife gonna be sitting up here talking shit to you, woo to woo and stuff, and she ain't out there because somebody needs to protect the child. The child can't go out there in harsh conditions. You know what I'm saying? Father go out there, the next you know, there ain't no food. People keep stealing your spot and stuff. You never actually get there. You try to reason when it come down to the militia, the military and stuff, and they not trying to hear it when it come down to the rations. They're telling you to go back to the back of the line and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you either gonna go crazy and stuff, or you gonna sit up here and be like, "Look, I'm hungry." In the movie, they had a little minivan, and the thing is that they was looking at the child like we either gonna kill the child so we can feed ourselves, or we gonna eat this motherfucker, and that's gonna be a lot of you all's fates. You gonna eat your children in the distress that Esau Edom was finna place upon this world. Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, when it come down to the Roman persecution and stuff, remember them same spirits and stuff are back here today. And then the ones and stuff who couldn't hang and stuff, guess what? They gonna be there too. A lot of you all gonna eat your kids. You gonna eat them. You know what I'm saying? You gonna eat your fucking kids. Do you think that back in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, you think that back then stuff they was trying to eat their kids? No. No, nobody thinks about eating their children stuff unless they're desperate. And a lot of you parents are going to be the slayers of your children, not just spiritually, but then physically, because you're gonna need something to eat. And I saw, you got this one guy that I watch and stuff. He be like, "Give me peace, give me peace." Talking about peace as in a piece of something else and stuff. PIECE. You know what I'm saying? Give me peace. You all gonna be eating. Y'all gonna be eating. You gonna kill them kids. You already killed them spiritually. You gonna because you're gonna kill them spiritually, and they're gonna be killed physically by you all. You know, a lot of Israelite Hispanics and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You like that raw, because I say this all the time. Those individuals who like eating medium rare, cannibalism ain't gonna be shit for you. Because you used to meat with the blood in it and stuff. So therefore cannibalism ain't gonna be shit for you. That raw piece, that raw flesh ain't gonna be nothing for y'all ass. So I'm gonna skip through this. This is Jeremiah 16:4. It says, "They shall die of grievous deaths." It says, "They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven." It says, "And for the beasts of the earth and stuff." And guess what? A lot of you people gonna be those beasts of the earth. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's gonna be crazy out here. Jeremiah 25:33, it says, "And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day for one end of the earth, even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be limited, neither gathered nor buried. they shall be dung upon the earth and stuff. And man, it's gonna be a lot of deaths. You're gonna be walking over motherfuckers and stuff. You see, you're gonna be walking over individuals and stuff, and it's gonna be little kids, and and it's gonna be little kids, man, little kids being destroyed, being slain, and whatnot and stuff. And it's just a quick lesson. I hope this video was edifying. I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Shabbat Harakakadash. The more honors to apostles of great millstone and salutations to elect which you ought to be. Shalom, wa Kwam Yasharala.